Hi, everybody. I'm Sreeram, founder of EigenCloud. Really excited to be here at the Network State Conference, talk about Verifiable AI. Just a quick sense of numbers. We've raised $250 million with more than $170 million from Andreessen Horowitz. We have the #1 US protocol by TVL, $20 billion staked, hundreds of operators running this network. We have a very thriving developer ecosystem, the #1 fastest growing developer ecosystem in crypto 2024, the #1 data availability protocol. And finally, the ecosystem is thriving. We have $500 million plus of startups built on top of Eigen, and several billion dollars of valuation. So what are we doing? And we recently rebranded to EigenCloud. In a quick jiffy, the idea is, as you go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Solana, what you're really scaling is the underlying verifiable compute underneath it. Bitcoin can run on a $5 computer. Ethereum can run on a $500 laptop. Solana runs on a $10,000 server. But to actually build the things we want to build social media, to build Uber, to build the next OpenAI, we need billion-dollar compute. That's the goal of EigenCloud, to enable you to build all of these things. The most important thing that we think you can build on top of this is the agentic era. You cannot even build a single AI agent today on the existing chains. OK, so what does Eigen do? It lets you run any compute you want off-chain, but bring the results verifiably on-chain. So that's what Eigen lets you do. So there is this trade-off of how verifiable your compute can be. If you put it on-chain, that's always the best. If you run it on cloud, it's not at all verifiable. All kinds of technologies in the middle, trusted execution environment, zero-knowledge cryptography, crypto economic security. EigenCloud lets you choose your trade-off. You can choose any operating point along the stack and actually go and deploy it to get that level of verifiability. To place a mental model here, if you look at a cloud, why are we calling this EigenCloud? If you look at a cloud, the base layer of a cloud is a data center, a physical, centralized store of servers that actually do the computation. We are in decentralized land. So in EigenCloud, the base layer is EigenLayer. It has anybody can stake and run computation on top of it. So that's why we have $20 billion staked. On top of it, nobody just goes and builds on top of a data center. There are services like storage, compute, AI that are built on top of a cloud. That's what most people use. In EigenCloud, we have exactly these services: EigenDA for data, EigenCompute for off-chain computation, bringing it verifiably on-chain, and EigenAI for inference. These services together let you build really, really powerful applications that are simply impossible today. What are these applications? Eigen is the category leader in some of these existing ones like Layer, DA, and ABSs, and we are now launched EigenCompute and AI on mainnet. OK, so what are some applications? #1, agentic finance. If you want to give money to an agent, you better know that it's constrained and verifiable. That's exactly what you can do on Eigen. You can actually take your agent, and when you're giving money to an agent, you can be guaranteed that that's the specific agent that's actually trading your money. So exactly the kind of guarantee that Ethereum gave for smart contracts. When you put your money into the EigenLayer contract, you know exactly that this is the code that can deal with it. That's the same thing you can do with a bunch of really interesting partnerships, most recently with Google Cloud, but many more coming up. What else can you do? You can actually build games. Run your game. Instead of fitting it into the constraints of your virtual machine, you can take a massively multiplayer game, maybe GTA 6, throw it on top of EigenCloud, let it execute, and you can pay out who won the game, or have assets on chain which are completely respected on the game because the games now run verifiably and in a decentralized manner. So we have some new examples coming up of these kinds of games. What else can you do? Social media. You want to actually have, in social media, one of the biggest trust problems is the recommendation algorithm. You can actually run verifiable recommendation algorithms. Here you see Sam Altman and Elon going at it on whether Twitter is manipulated or the App Store is manipulated. You can solve these problems today with EigenCloud to have verifiable recommendation algorithms. You can have agentic governance. You can have, if you want your token, your smart contract to be governed by AI agents, you can actually do this on EigenCloud. And finally, the most interesting thing you can do, we talk a lot about AGI and the era of sovereign agents. The idea is you can actually have fully sovereign agents that hold their own money and do their own things on top of EigenCloud. We invite you all to come build the coolest technology that you can build on top of EigenCloud. Thank you so much.